think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
Joe Biden knows how to do this.
Yes.
He knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean...
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But can I mention one thing?
This is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
After months of courtroom chaos and viral media explosions, she scored the impossible. An $800 million victory against Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin. The same women who spent years mocking conservatives as conspiracy theorists. Turns out they were dead wrong about everything. ABC is in full meltdown. The View's credibility, torched. Whoopi and Joy, shell-shocked. Karoline, she just rewrote the rules of the game. This isn't just a win, it's a cultural earthquake.
Do you want to take this?
So you cannot be attractive and smart? I will try to give Joy the benefit, and well, thank you. I try to give Joy the benefit of the doubt that she didn't see that briefing. Because if you saw that yesterday on numerous topics, no big binder, I think she might have had a different impression of this young woman who held her own.
I mean, you would have to give her the benefit of the doubt that she did absolutely no research or reading about anything dealing with Karoline Leavitt before she made that remark.
Yes, and as you mentioned, with conservative women, there's a long list of that, both of Trump's previous press secretaries, females, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, Kayleigh McEnany, other figures like his campaign manager the first time, Kellyanne Conway, Sarah Palin very famously had to bear the brunt of a lot of this. So people are used to that. I think in their bubble of the audience that The View speaks to, that's probably kind of what the group think is. So one defense, I guess, is that she was speaking to her audience, but you take it outside of that bubble the way you are right now, and we all can.
Finally, someone stood up to legacy media and crushed them at their own game. How did a single appearance on The View explode into a billion-dollar disaster? And how did Karoline flip a media ambush into the biggest defamation payout in TV history? Strap in. The truth will change the way you see daytime television forever.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now, as
I'm
for
sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time.
These women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right. ABC should wait.
Karoline Leavitt came to discuss national defense, civic duty, and real policy. Instead, she walked into a media ambush. Joy Behar, Karoline's not here for her brains. Trump probably thinks she's a 10-inch. The studio roared. Sunny Hostin, she's just a poster child for privilege. Then Whoopi Goldberg, if it weren't for wokeness, you wouldn't even have a job. The knives were out, but Karoline didn't flinch. She adjusted her blazer, took a sip of water, and calmly said, "I'm just stating facts your colleagues have already confirmed." The panel scrambled, but Karoline didn't blink. The moment the cameras stopped, she made the call. Her legal team was ready. Headlines hit. Leavitt sues The View for $800 million.
Think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
Joe Biden knows how to do this.
Yes.
He knows how to do this. He's quite good at this. And you know, you can't refute anything with him because he just, when I say him, I mean...
He rambles.
Trump.
Yeah.
He tends to just...
But can I mention one thing?
This is why, of course, she's on The View and not working for the most powerful man in the world, because Karoline would wipe the floor with you bitter banshees any day.
ABC spirals after defamation bombshell. Conservative star declares war on daytime TV. Karoline wasn't playing petty social media games. This was a legal assault. Elite lawyers, rock-solid evidence. Karoline's team had everything. Full transcripts, raw off-air footage, Slack chats showing producers plotting the hit. The View had broadcast the setup. Now they had to pay.
President Trump's life echoed the sentiment that President Trump is a to democracy. And if you're a deranged lunatic and you're mentally ill, you will believe that lie. And yes, you will take political violence like we have seen in 2 instances against President Trump. Last week, Tim Walz and Kamala Harris said that everyone who showed up to President Trump's rally at Madison Square Garden was a Nazi. That's despicable, dangerous, divisive rhetoric that is spewed by the Democrat Party every single.
The real explosion came after the cameras stopped. Pre-show notes revealed the plan. Joy starts with the looks jab. Whoopi finishes it. No accident. It was a setup. ABC went into meltdown mode. Executives, lawyers, PR teams scrambled. Suspensions were on the table. Insiders admitted it wasn't a scandal. It was a network collapse. Karoline fired back hard, calling out Democrat leaders for dangerous rhetoric. She didn't just survive The View, she tore down their playbook. Karoline didn't trend for a soundbite. She made The View pay for years of unchecked bias.
The most divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world.
There is a lot of reporting out there that is putting the onus on this White House for the increased cost of eggs. I would like to point out to each and every one of you that in 2024, when Joe Biden was in the Oval Office, or upstairs in the residence sleeping, I'm not so sure, egg prices increased 65% in this country. We also have seen the cost of everything, not just eggs. Bacon, groceries, gasoline have increased because of the inflationary policies of the last administration.
The lawsuit hit headlines, and ABC changed. Whoopi cracked first, asking for a private meeting. Joy Behar followed, secretly looking for a settlement. Sunny Hostin went into full panic mode, hiring her own legal team. Sunny was terrified of personal liability, begging to be removed from the lawsuit. But Karoline's team didn't flinch. The irony? The same show pushing DEI accused Karoline of getting her job for her looks. It couldn't have backfired harder. ABC's boardroom turned into a war zone. Emergency meetings, screaming matches, settlement offers flying. Even the unthinkable surfaced. Cancel The View. The word cancellation first slipped out during a midnight legal scramble, but secrets don't stay secret at ABC. Staffers leaked texts. Twitter exploded. The once mighty titan of daytime TV was now a punchline. And Karoline? She didn't budge. Her team dropped one brutal line that shook the industry. Accountability cannot be negotiated. Game over.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on looks?
When court day arrived, it wasn't just a trial. It was a spectacle. Cameras flashing, crowds packed like it was a Hollywood premiere. Karoline Leavitt didn't strut in with an entourage. No drama, no fake humility, just a navy suit, a calm face, and total command. She folded her hands, sat quietly, and waited to make history. Across the aisle, it was a disaster. Whoopi, once untouchable, sat in silence, hiding behind dark glasses, hands trembling. Joy looked pale, lips tight, not a single quip. Sunny was fidgeting with legal papers, her panic evident despite her credentials. Then Karoline's team struck. First move, a montage of the segment. Slow motion insults, mocking jabs, brutal. The courtroom went dead quiet. Next came the receipts, emails, Slack messages. One flashed on the screen. We need a viral moment. Karoline's the target. Gasps filled the room. Then the final hit. A voice memo from a producer. We got what we needed. She cracked. Except Karoline didn't crack. She just sat there, unbothered, watching it all unfold. Whoopi sank lower. Joy couldn't drink her water. Sunny couldn't stop fidgeting. The truth was clear. This wasn't a mistake. It was a setup. Karoline wasn't just winning. She was rewriting the game. The jury filed in. Faces blank. The foreperson turned to the judge, delivered the bombshell. On the count of defamation, we find the defendants liable. Boom. That word, guilty, sent shockwaves through the room. ABC and The View co-hosts were ordered to pay $800 million. Let that sink in. $800 million. This wasn't just a loss. It was a reckoning. The internet erupted. Hashtags flooded, hashtag Karoline wins, hashtag The View on trial, hashtag Whoopi wrecked. One co-host even said, "Live. We just witnessed the most expensive mistake in TV history." But Karoline, no speeches. She stood, thanked her team, flashed a smile, and walked out like a boss. The View, they became the headline. The morning after, chaos. Top advertisers pulled out, PR teams scrambled, legal teams raced. An internal memo leaked, "We underestimated this guest and this lawsuit." As for the hosts, Whoopi, MIA, Joy, silent. Sunny, radio. Silence. Backstage, funeral vibes. Karoline Leavitt, she's now a media reform icon. Her social media's on fire. Fans are turning it into a movement. T-shirts, stickers, a new wave of support. While The View scrambles, Karoline stands tall. She didn't shout, she didn't gloat, she just won, using receipts and strategy. The View learned a hard lesson. Words have weight. And now, consequences. So, was Karoline right to take this fight to court? Did The View cross the line? Are we witnessing the start of a new era in media? Drop your thoughts below and hit that like button if you believe truth still matters. Subscribe so you don't miss updates. Karoline Leavitt just proved this isn't a punchline, it's a verdict.